one from the old homeland and the other from the new. The immigrant has to bridge those two worlds, living comfortably in the new and bringing the best of his or her ancient identity and heritage to bear on the life of an adopted homeland. They become a transmitter of their own culture and a contributor to the deepening of the culture in their new homeland. This piece is filled with symbolism, and while we're all standing inside, hopefully we get to step out and take a look at it. There are lots of individual elements that Lena Balger, the artist, will explain in full in just a moment. But this work, like all art, can be interpreted by each individual viewer. Some will see hope, some will see peace, others may just want to take a cute high school yearbook photo. But still, to me, this sculpture represents Fort Wayne's capacity to embrace, support, and celebrate our immigrant community. I hope that we see more voices like Lena's represented in downtown in our future. It's important that we create these mechanisms to allow for a visual representation of our diversity in our public spaces. And it is that diversity of population that brings together multiple cultures, ideas, languages, and all of this complex mix makes our community stronger, more tolerant, more interesting, and it is that cultural richness that contributes to our continued growth. We are gathered here today to dedicate the On the Wings of Hope piece, and I'm so grateful for each of you for coming here today. So with that, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Alex Hall. I am the director of the Art This Way program, so we do quite a lot of the public art within downtown Fort Wayne, and that program operates under the Downtown Improvement District. So with that, I'll introduce Michael Galbraith, the president of the Fort Wayne Downtown Improvement District.
Thanks, Alex. Alex, did a very nice job of introducing herself. She doesn't take enough credit because she is an amazing project manager as well as an amazing artist. So again, please give a round of applause for Alex. It's really amazing to be able to have one more piece of art to the double plus these pedestrian alleyways that are at the heart of downtown. In 2019, we had a team of urban scientists come to Fort Wayne and talk about activating public spaces. And we've been really diligent since then in making sure that there's an extremely high concentration that draws people to spend time to linger in downtown Fort Wayne in these double plus alleyways. So as you see this piece added to the collection, we're not stopping here. There will be more art added into our downtown, especially into our downtown alleyway network. This piece is a really neat addition because of the programmatic nature of it. Often we come from a musical background. We talk about programmatic music that tells a story, or absolute music that's just beautiful in and of its own right. This piece is both programmatic and absolute. This piece of art, it's beautiful in its own right, but it does have a story to tell. And so I want to make sure that I am not the person that's telling that story, because I am not the best person to say that. So I'm going to turn this back to Alex and have a couple other people talk.
Yes. Thank you. The two people who are really largely responsible for the concept and the meaning of this piece, the artist Lena Balger and Tori Dunn of Midwest Custom Metals and Revolt Design.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today in this rainy weather. It is bittersweet to come to an end to this incredible journey, working side by side with very talented, very hardworking artists, Alex Hall and Tori Dunn. But I believe this is just the beginning of bigger and better experimental artist and organization collaborations in Fort Wayne. Our first meeting with Alex was on March 25th, which was a month since the war started in Ukraine. Soon after the peaceful rally in support of Ukraine, there seemed to be a need for a project that would inspire hope and unity within the community. After some brainstorming, Alex and I settled on the idea of Phoenix Wings and the Flower Crown. Both are significant symbols in Ukraine, and besides, Fort Wayne needs a wings mural, and this is just the project for it. Short after, the mural idea turned into sculpture because Tori is amazing, and we loved every minute working with him. The Ukraine sculpture, as we called it for a while, became a new experimental piece involving steel laser cutting, powder coating, and acrylic hand-painted details on steel, as you can see on the vinok, which means flower crown in Ukrainian. The flower crown is a historical and modern-day symbol of significance in Ukraine. Flower crown symbolizes victory, honor, accomplishment, empowerment, love, and peace. And its history reaches back as far as the 12th century. Each floral element has its own meaning. Sunflower represents peace, resistance against invasion, and resilience. And it is also the national flower of Ukraine. The poppy flower represents honor and respect for fallen heroes. It is a symbol of peace, solidarity, welfare, and human kindness. The cornflower represents courage, simplicity, and modesty. Marigold flower symbolizes Ukrainian nature's beauty and the Ukrainian nation's spirit and strength. The ears of wheat in the back of the flower crown symbolize the beauty of life, well-being, and spiritual wealth. The phoenix wings symbolize rise from the ashes, rebirth, and new life. I hope to see Ukraine overcome tyranny and rise from the ashes, beautiful and rebuilt. I also think that phoenix wings can be a personal representation of a life story of struggle and transcending from difficult circumstances, strong and victorious. The sculpture name on Wings of Hope was inspired by beautiful poetry by Lesa Ukrainka, which has been a personal inspiration for me throughout life. This famous poetry about hope and strength was written by Lesa under extremely difficult circumstances. She struggled with bone tuberculosis since her childhood, and she also had to use a pseudonym and conceal her writing talents due to the Tsar Empire regime. The Ukrainian language was outlawed, and all of her writings had to be smuggled aboard, published, and printed books were smuggled back in. Any day she could have been arrested and sent to Siberia, which would be a death sentence due to her health conditions. Nonetheless, she wrote, "Yes, I'll smile indeed through tears and weeping, sing my songs where evil hold its sway, hopeless, a steadfast hope forever keeping. I shall live, you thoughts of grief away." You can find the reference to the full poetry on the website if you follow the QR code. So many Ukrainians right now are in tears, and my personal hope is that this sculpture could serve as a small vehicle to provide support to those who have temporarily lost their homes. I encourage you all to use the QR code and to follow the link to contribute any amount towards Portland's Sister City cost. Slava Ukraini!
Hello, my name is Tori Dunn. I'm with Revolt Design by Midwest Metals. The other artist that kind of had a hand in fabricating all the steel feathers, the framework, and ensuring that it went up without a hitch. I have a beautiful story to tell, more so some nerdy facts about the sculpture. So the sculpture in whole is made out of a 16-gauge steel, projection wound nuts, and then fastened with rivets. It's a 400-pound sculpture with 326 individual feathers, 652 individual bolts, 1,630 rivets. It took us 26 hours to laser cut all the fine details into everything, and 7 hours of feather assembly. And then coming on site, we spent 2 whole days out in the cold, just fastening this up onto the wall, which was a wonderful experience. At Revolt Design, it's really important for us to engage in conversation, engage in storytelling, kind of be a part of what we're trying to portray through art. We believe strongly that art is a wonderful means for storytelling, communicating, and just overall working in the spaces that we find ourselves in to beautify it and to create wonderful experiences for everybody to be a part of. And this was a wonderful opportunity to do just that. I got to talk about culture, I got to learn a lot about Fort Wayne, and even in the process of installing the wall, just learning a bit about the bricks that this building is made out of, and finding the weak points and the strong points, and through that, through the silver lining, the mortars and the brick, we found what seemed to work really well. This was a wonderful experience. Everyone at Midwest Metals has been asking for photos and wishes that they could be here, but through that, the storytelling continues for us, and we love being a part of it. We loved this opportunity, and we hope to see more of how we can do this before and every city that we can be a part of.
Too many to count. It has been a journey and such a pleasure to work with both of you. And we also want to make sure that more voices are heard. We have another person we're going to invite to the front here, Tatiana, who's a Fort Wayne-based Ukrainian immigrant, to just say a few words with the group.
For coming. This masterpiece is giving me peace, knowing that my family's over there fighting during this aggressor, and coming here, you know, is just amazing because, you know, you don't get the freedom of, like, you know, you want over there and here. But I still have my father over there that's fighting on the front lines, and my cousin, and I have a lot of friends that are in trenches right now that are in dire need of hand warmers and everything. So I've been working side by side with the battalions over there and trying to get donations and buy everything here and ship it over there. So yeah, this masterpiece is definitely just a piece of mine. And I pray to God that this war will be over soon.
And this project is made possible because the community is in support of all of its members, and so we'd like to introduce to you Lynette Scott, the chair of the Fort Wayne Public Art Commission, the organization responsible for funding this project.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you to everyone that put in so much time and energy and effort in bringing this project to us. It means a lot. At its inception, the Fort Wayne Public Art Commission gathered feedback from several hundred community members and determined that our collection of public art works should tell the stories of the people of Fort Wayne from the past, present, and future. As our city is claiming its place as a national destination, as an inclusively dynamic place for people of diverse generations, nationalities, cultures, interests, abilities, and lifestyles choose to live, work, and play, we're honored to fund projects like this that celebrate the stories of Fort Wayne's immigrant population and highlight our diverse community. It's our hope that On the Wings of Hope will act as a catalyst of unity and social engagement, and that all of you will be inspired to help where you can. Thank you.
We'd also like to bring Stephanie Crandall, representing the city of Fort Wayne, to the front.
I'm Stephanie Crandall, and I'm here on behalf of Mayor Henry because this is a really important piece of our history and our present and our future. We really value the people of Fort Wayne. That's what makes this place so special. And in the last year, we've been reminded how truly small the world is, how what happens on another continent impacts us here in our city, and it impacts the people who are our neighbors, our friends, and our loved ones. This art shows the ties between the people of Ukraine and the people of Fort Wayne, and how we are bound together in our desire to have a peaceful place to live and hope for the future of our communities. As has been said, Fort Wayne has a sister city, Płock, Poland, and they have been providing food, refuge, and support to those seeking refuge. And we have now been able to send over $100,000 to aid in those efforts. We care about our neighbors, whether they are here or whether they're connected to us through other cities, because these are our global neighbors. So we hope this piece of art will be a reminder of the hope that comes from democracy, of peace and of love. I know when I went out and saw it, I think about standing underneath it and feeling those wings really embracing me as a hug, because I have friends in Ukraine too, and I miss them, and I think so much about them, and I just want them to feel that love that we're sending back to them. So thank you so much for creating this piece of art, because it means so much to the people of Fort Wayne.
We have a sister city, Płock, Poland, and we have someone here today from our Fort Wayne Sister Cities organization who's going to explain the refugee situation and also where those donations go so that there's no confusion if anyone is interested in helping Ukrainian refugees today. So I'll have Stephen Kuharski come to the front.
Well, thank you. I've been working with the Fort Wayne Sister Cities since about 2010. We actually have 5 sister cities now, and it is a all-volunteer 501c3 organization. We partner with the mayor's office, of course, in order to get things done officially. I finally got a chance to go to one of our sister cities last May, Płock, Poland. And Płock has been a sister city since 1990, and we all saw the terrible tragedy, what's going on with this invasion into Ukraine, and we're asking the same question: what can we do? How can we help? And if you ever work with organizations, how much of my dollar is really going to go where they say it's going to go? And I tell you, what's really been rewarding to talk to people about what Sister Cities dug into how we could possibly help. We talked to a Sister City Płock. They have a sister city in Ukraine, and I forget how to pronounce it, something like Zidofor or something. It's Zaporizhia. Zaporizhia. Actually, the city is about the size of Fort Wayne. They are reaching out to their friends there wherever they can and sending things, but they're also welcoming any Ukrainians that want to come into Poland temporarily and stay with them. Not refugees, they're their friends coming and staying with them. I mean, it's amazing what the Poles, and there's other countries doing it, but the Poles are definitely doing this. So what we're doing with Sister Cities, we have a QR code on our website, or you can check it out, FortWayneSisterCities.net. 100% of your money is going to get where it's needed to help the Ukrainians. We have no overhead on our side. We've got the bank to waive the wire charge, so we wire it to our friends in Płock. While we were there, the mayor, we had about 20 people from Fort Wayne go to Płock last May. It was fun just to dig into all the different organizations there. But they showed us the warehouse when they use our money that we donate from this area to them. They get the food, they store it. They showed us one of the, what do you call it, a housing unit that they're making available to the Ukrainians in the Płock. And they're all independent there. They have a kitchen, they use the food there, they're helping them with job opportunities if possible. It's just fun to see neighbors embracing each other. I mean, it's a tragedy that the whole thing had to happen. It is still happening. But just so you know, feel comfortable donating money, because we're getting 100% where it is going. It is helpful. I don't know how much it's making it into Ukraine, because they've got hundreds and hundreds, if not, well, now thousands of Ukrainians staying across the country. And they're happy to give them what they need as far as they can. So again, donate generously, help us out, help them, and it's a great organization. Thank you, Lena, for this. By the way, I used to work on Wayne and Harrison back in the early 2000s. We never went down the alleyway. I was like, it's so neat to see the city embrace it. It's got lights, it's got a reason, it's got artwork, it's pretty amazing what's happened the last 15 years or so downtown here. So thank you for your input, everybody.
That was the last speaker, but I am going to say a few more words. I want to let you know that standing behind me is the American Legion Band, and they have generously donated their time to come here today to play several pieces for us, but they will kick off with the Ukrainian national anthem. And that will start in just a few moments after I finish here. We also have seen the rain go away, so the piece is actually on display outside in case you wanted to go take a photo with it. Yeah. And I also have had a couple people ask to speak in addition addition to those who've spoken today, we have many people here who've been impacted who may be interested in coming up and saying a few words. So when the band does finish their program, we'll have the mic here for people to say some things to the group. I also want to just say a final list of thank yous to make sure we haven't missed anyone, and then the band may begin. I would like to say thank you again to Tori E. Dunn of Revolt Design and Midwest Custom Metals and Lena Balger for your amazing work. I'd also like to make sure we say thank you to the Fort Wayne Public Art Commission, the City of Fort Wayne, Arts United, Fort Wayne Sister Cities International, and the Fort Wayne Downtown Improvement District, who's always been such a great partner in allowing Art This Way to continue to saturate downtown with public art. So thank you so much for being here, and please share those photos today.